life ending at the death is unacceptable. And life beginning at the rebirth is also not true. So it is continuation. When it is continuing, why should I have different life at the different time, different consequences because of my deeds? I am responsible all my deeds. Whatever I do, I'll have consequences. I will have a result, reward, or consequences. And that's why I have to be honest with myself. And that's why I have to be true to myself. And that's why I have to be as virtue as possible. I can't hurt anybody. I shouldn't, though with or without knowing, sometimes you do. But when you did, you have consequences. So the karmic responsibility is this. And this is the real essence of second noble truth. It really is. Because of our deeds, because our good deeds are responsible to our good life. Because of our bad deed, it is responsible for our bad life. Also, along with this, some incidental, accidental things happening. Like, for example, what had happened in 9/11, or the July 15th in London, or all that type of, or what had happened in this earthquake and tsunami in Japan. All of those are those type are the accidental and incident happens in one's life. And these are also one happens to be at the wrong time, wrong place. Yet it is not out of karmic. It is very much within the karma. One individual does have that karma of losing one's life in these incidents. That karma has been sort of materialized by the condition that one happens to be the wrong place or the wrong things happening. So that is very much within the karma. So when I talk about it, the good deeds are responsible for good things happening, bad deeds are responsible for bad things happening. So one may be wondering, what about those incidental and accidental things? Incidental and accidental things does happen because of karma. It's not a certain it will happen, but the conditions, when the conditions are right, things materialized. We do have very strong karma of all kinds of things. When the conditions took over, that connects this incident and accident things happening. And that's the reason why within the criteria of the second noble truth, the life is not given by one single cause. In this case, from the Tibetan Buddhist point of view, one single karma. It is not one single karma, many different karmas. Many different karma with many different conditions. And the conditions shape karmic connections it changes. You remember, one of this Buddhist most important point is dependent origination. We exist dependently. Dependent origination. So we depend on our conditions a lot. Cause and the condition is the really guiding, shaping our life. And all of them are individual self is responsible. It is also the creation of a self-individual. So if I do good things, I will have better chance of becoming happy and joyful. If I do bad things, I have more chance to have bad life and suffering because of this. Because of this dependent origination, because of karmic consequences, because of the conditions, and that's why. So everything is fit to be happened in life. Original karma, original life, different conditions, different karma. That's why we have illnesses, disturbance, handicaps, perfect healing, miracle. All of them happens in our life because it fits exactly to the second noble truth of cause of life, samsara, life, because it's exactly fit. Though we say cause of suffering, it's not only the cause of suffering, cause of all life. It is the second noble truth. Karmic cause and the delusional cause, both it fits in that. Not necessarily only the delusional cause, it also have good karma, some good efforts also involved in that. All the good lives are the result of good karma anyway. It's not good enough for Tibetan Buddhist point of view, because what Tibetan Buddhists really wanted is a total freedom from total suffering. Totally out of total suffering, mental, emotional, physical, everything out. Total control of one's life. Total knowledge of what is happening with ourselves, what is happening with others. Knowing totally everything. And that is the goal of Tibetan Buddhism. So many of good karma that we think good works are not good enough because of that reason. But other than that, there are good works, good karma, give us good life. And that is okay. That's how we continue. Not necessarily best way we know how to continue, but we are continuing. The best way to continue is with your own choice, with your own free will. Like when you wanted to go where, when you wanted to come in, what would you like to do? What would you like to do? When we talk about it, Buddha enlightened, we're talking about the Buddha choosing when he or she will be taking rebirth, where and how, what time, what kind of environment, what kind of company, companion, what kind of facility. Everything have a complete choice of the individual. And that is what we look for. That's why when we look for everything just be good is not good enough. Of course, if you do something good for environment, if you do something good for poor, if you do something good for weaker session, and if you do something good for others, if you do something good for you, they are all good, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But some of them may be completely virtue too. Even then, it may not be aimed to develop perfect life. So you may have difficulties within that. Everything okay except. Everything is happy but. So this is what happens in our life many times. Even you become Miss Universe, even then you are not fully satisfied. You will say everything is perfect except. So all of those handicaps, all of those little thing, little too short, is because of not being perfect karma. If you have a perfect karma, there is nothing to be short. Everything should be perfect. And that is how cause come, not necessarily suffering, but the life cause. When we talk about the second noble truth of a cause of suffering, actually it is the cause of a life as we accept today. So this is what it is. The first two noble truth is the cause and the conditions of the life within the limited functioning like what we have. And I may be talking about a little Greek here, because when I say limited, when the within, I'm having a view of a total freedom. I'm having a view of totally no control by anybody else except yourself. In that way, it is limited. So that limitation cannot be. That limitations cannot be. So that is why I have a little hesitation of limited life and good but not good enough and all of those. With this, and I would like to say thank you. And as you know, all of you can listen on the website every Sunday at 10 in the morning of Eastern Coast, New York time. That will be 4 in the afternoon in Europe, and 10 at the night in Asia, whether it is in China, Malaysia, Singapore, and all of those. And so you can always get on www.joelhart.com, and you can access if you have web existing. So always we end with the prayer of the four immeasurables. So today in Holland we have Naomi, who is also leading the things we say in Holland here. So please join us for this four immeasurables.
May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachment and hatred.
Sorry, I forgot. I should have said earlier. Happy Father's Day.